The Beardstown community is mourning the death of a 7-year-old girl who died in a fire this week. Plus, the U.S. Postal Service wants to make major changes in Missouri. Find out what that could mean for your mail. And look at this video of a mother and her baby. Find out what happened to them. That has a lot of people talking this morning on KHQA this morning.
Live from across the tri-states, this is KHQA This Morning. It's your news now.
A very pleasant good morning to you. Thanks for checking out KHQA This Morning on this Wednesday, December 3rd. I'm Chad Douglas. Also on the show today, Quincy police have their own robbery suspects that they're looking for. We'll give you the details coming up. Plus, Graco, the popular maker of car seats, could be in a little bit of hot water this morning after its most recent recall. Before we get to the news of the day, let's get to your weather. Good morning to you, Tegan Orpitz.
Good morning, Chad Douglas. Yesterday, those clouds, they were stubborn.
They were there.
Very, very stubborn. We were expecting to see some partly sunny skies yesterday afternoon. That didn't happen. The clouds stuck around. We're starting to clear them out just a little bit, giving us partly cloudy skies forward today. No moisture just yet, but in the next 24 hours, that is all going to change. Currently outside, 24 degrees. That's the good news in this forecast right now. A milder start to your morning. Dew point in at 84% humidity. Winds out of the southwest at 7 miles an hour. Stretching our way into this afternoon and tonight, we will remain mild, but some winter weather is on the way. All those details are coming up.
All right, on to your news now. New this morning, Quincy police are now looking for 5 people involved in an alleged robbery at the Quincy Mall. Police say at about 9 o'clock last night, 2 men came into the Zales jewelry store at the mall and asked to see some diamond earrings. When the employee brought the jewelry out, police say one of the suspects forcibly removed 4 pair of earrings from the employee's hands. Both men then ran out of the mall and into a black SUV, which left the area at a high rate of speed. Police do have the robbery on surveillance video. The only description of the suspects given by police are 2 black men who were in the store, 2 other black men and a black woman were in the getaway car. All appear to be in their low 20s. A 7-year-old girl is now dead this morning after a house fire in Beardstown. KHQA's Jack Pluto reports from Beardstown on the situation and what the community has planned to help the girl's family.
Ross, the Beardstown Fire Department as well as the Ariansville Fire Department showed up here to 1012 State Street yesterday in Beardstown at around 7:30 in the morning for a house fire. Now, it took about 20 firefighters as well as 2 fire engines to put out the fully engulfed house at the time. There was, however, one resident that was taken to Culbertson Hospital in Rushville. That was 7-year-old Chloe Whitlock, who lived in the house. Chloe was then flight for life to St. John's in Springfield. She was pronounced dead there at the St. John's Hospital in Springfield. Now, the investigation is still going on by the Illinois State Fire Marshal. I did have a chance to talk to one neighbor who saw the whole fire take place. He said he wants to commend the Beardstown Fire Departments for the job that they did in trying to rescue Chloe. He said they did an absolutely fantastic job at trying to save her, but really there was nothing more that they can do. I also talked to more family friends who said there will be several benefits through the upcoming week here in Beardstown as well as Rushville, and you can find those benefits by logging on to our Facebook page. Just go to Facebook and search KHQA. There you can find all the benefits for Chloe Whitlock. Reporting in Beardstown, Jack Pluto, KHQA News.
If you would like to support the family, people are welcome to gather at the Beardstown City Square at 6 o'clock tonight. A Christmas tree will be placed in Chloe's memory, and all are welcome to bring an ornament to hang. There will also be a 3-day benefit going on for the family at Chaser's Tap in Rushville. For more information, visit KHQA's Facebook page. Classes at 2 Knoxville, Tennessee schools are canceled today after a deadly double bus collision. 2 young children and a school aide were killed yesterday when one bus made a sharp left, crossed a median, and hit the other one head-on. More than 20 other students suffered injuries, most of them minor. Counselors are available at the 2 schools. A Palmyra man has been pronounced dead following a crash south of Palmyra that happened back on November 20th. Missouri State Highway Patrol says 82-year-old James Drebenstead was pronounced dead 2 days ago at a Columbia hospital. This was the second fatality that resulted from that crash. 80-year-old Patricia Drebenstead was pronounced dead on November 20th. Authorities say James was attempting to cross US 61 when he was hit by an oncoming vehicle. And 3 people were seriously hurt in a crash on US 61 in Hannibal. The Missouri State Highway Patrol says 37-year-old Palmyra resident William O'Brien tried crossing Route W at about 6 o'clock last night, drove into the path of another vehicle. O'Brien and his passenger, 15-year-old Dylan O'Brien, were taken to Blessing Hospital in Quincy with serious injuries. 2 of the passengers in the second vehicle were taken to Hannibal Regional Hospital and treated for moderate to serious injuries. It is still unclear whether troubled airbag supplier Takata will comply with federal demands to expand a recall of its defective airbags beyond areas with high humidity. Takata was given until midnight to agree to a nationwide recall or face fines and legal action. But in a statement, Takata's chairman only detailed a series of steps the company will now take to ensure public safety. At least 5 deaths have been linked to the airbags, which can deploy with too much force, sending shrapnel into the car. So far, about 8 million vehicles in the U.S., 14 million around the world have been recalled. Takata's senior vice president testifies today on Capitol Hill. Next, the Quincy man accused of inappropriate sexual contact pleaded not guilty in Adams County Court. 21-year-old Akil Hodge is charged with aggravated criminal sexual assault. Quincy police arrested Hodge in the early morning hours of November 16th. An officer on patrol approached a vehicle parked in Bob Bangert Park at about 1 in the morning and observed Hodge engaging in inappropriate sexual contact with a 13-year-old girl. Hodge's trial is set to begin January 12th. Illinois Governor Pat Quinn applauded Chicago Mayor Rahm Emanuel's approved 5-year plan to raise the city's minimum wage from $8.25 to $10 next year. Quinn commented on the advisory question that was asked on the November ballots. He says people across Illinois spoke out overwhelmingly on behalf of raising the minimum wage. Some residents in Quincy say they would also support a higher minimum wage. Ella Ransdell is a server at a restaurant, Casano's. She says living on minimum wage can be tough, especially workers who have families.
It would make a better life for a lot of people, making ends meet, especially if you have little ones around, which I know several of them do here. It would make a big difference in the better I see.
Emanuel's plan would top out at $13 in 2019. Again, that's for the city of Chicago. Missouri senators are now calling for a delay to consolidate mail processing centers throughout the U.S. Making that list are 2 Missouri facilities, one in Cape Girardeau, the other in Springfield. Across the country, mailing centers are in consolidation due to decrease in the amount of mail coming in, and with less mail means downsizing. Stacy St. John with the U.S. Postal Service says reduction in work has steadily minimized over the years.
We've had about a 53% decline in stamped first-class mail volume over the last 10 years, and our network is much too large for the volumes that we currently have.
Stacy also says the employees at Cape Girardeau and Springfield will relocate to either Kansas City or St. Louis mail centers. Hannibal postal workers are now saying it's important to send your Christmas gifts before it's too late. Dealing with crowds at the post office could delay your shipment, and if you're getting a gift, make sure you update your information and have the correct address. To help your deliveries arrive in time for Christmas, the Postal Service suggests sending standard postage no later than December 15th and first-class mail no later than December 20th. Quincy Public School District was awarded the 21st Century Community Learning Center grant by the Illinois State Board of Education. Next, the Illinois State Board of Education received 142 proposals for the competitive grant process. 87 grants were funded throughout the state. The schools and other after-school entities were awarded based on criteria including the need for the project, adequacy of resources, plan for sustainability, and cost effectiveness. Coming up on KHQA this morning, a robbery caught on tape between a mother and a baby you have to see to believe.
And your forecast for today does bring back the sunshine for a little while, but we do have some big changes in the forecast over the next 7 days, which is going to bring us some warmer temperatures and some winter weather. All the details are coming up next.
5:12 is your time. Welcome back to KHQA this morning. A little bit more mild this morning than we've seen the past couple
It is.
days.
We're out of the teens.
That's
finally.
great.
I know it. Back into the lower 20s, but we also have a chance for some wintry mix. Not too far off the horizon either. So here's how things are shaping up today. Now, yesterday, those clouds extremely stubborn. Today, though, partly sunny. That winter weather is knocking on our doors here in the next 24 hours. But a pretty mild trend, which is going to be rather nice here as we stretch our way into the weekend. Right now, if you're heading out here in the next couple of minutes, this is what it's like. 24 degrees out at Quincy's Regional Airport, a little bit warmer, 30 as you head through Hannibal, 25 in Keokuk, 28 in Fort Madison, 24 in Macomb. Still very mild into the lower 30s for Jacksonville and Pittsfield. Right now, those winds, not too bad. In fact, we are straight out of the northwest here in Quincy at 7 miles an hour, along with Moline, 5 there in St. Louis, Cape Girardeau, 5 miles an hour. Pretty calm across much of the nation. Here in the tri-states, though, definitely going to be impacting us here in the next couple of days is the chance that we could be looking at some winter weather here in the tri-states as early as tomorrow. Now, we fluctuated those days just a bit. I kept ping-ponging back and forth between is it Thursday, Friday, Thursday, Friday. Well, it looks like now that Thursday is the best shot that we do have for some winter weather. Here right now, though, you can see clouds are starting to break up just a bit. And as that happens, we are looking at partly sunny skies for much of your Wednesday. Highs today reach 40 degrees under partly sunny skies. Sunrise at 7:09. Sun will set tonight at 4:40. Winds out of the west at 5 to 10 miles an hour. Tonight's lows falling back into the mid to lower 20s. Winds out of the north at 5 to 10. And then making our way into that extended forecast tomorrow. There is a chance we could see some light snow, some freezing rain possible on Thursday with highs around 35, 42, some light rain still lingering on your Friday, but I've taken the rain out of the weekend and early next week. We're going to see our daytime highs back into the mid to lower 40s, at least through Monday. Nighttime lows very mild into the 30s, and then by the time we head into Tuesday, look for the mid 30s during the day.
Well, a mother shares her story of a vicious assault caught on camera. A stranger kicked her and her child to the ground before robbing them and taking off. Andrea Grimes reports now from New York.
This 2-month-old baby boy rests safely tonight in his mother's arms. Both of them random targets, according to police, in this violent robbery and assault in the Bronx.
Oh my God.
The crime caught on camera. The husband and father saw the video tonight for the first time. Both parents asked us not to show their faces to protect their identities. I got scared, the shaken mother says, of what happened. She says she had her son strapped to her chest, walking on East Tremont Avenue from the laundromat Friday afternoon around 12:45. That's when police say 18-year-old Alonzo Brown stared her down as he walked past her, then turned to follow her before running up and kicking her from behind. I was holding my baby like this in front, she says, and I felt something push me hard from the back, and I felt like this on my baby. Police say Brown took her cell phone, then took off down the block near Bronx Park Avenue. The mother says she got up and a woman at a nearby store called 911. Mom and baby went to the hospital. She's grateful they're both okay.
Todo está bien.
Everything's good, she says. My baby's good and I'm good. She says she's never seen Brown before. People in the neighborhood have no idea how he could target a mother with her child.
That's not right. How they're gonna push the lady with the baby? That's not right.
Investigators say Brown does have several arrests on his record, including criminal possession of a weapon. Police ask anyone who might know where he is to give them a call. Reporting in the West Farm section of the Bronx, Andrea Grimes.
Well, amazing, isn't it? Coming up on the show, AMC is now apologizing for a pretty major faux pas about The Walking Dead. We'll share with you what that is next in your Hollywood Buzz. It's 5:16.
Now, from across the tri-states, this is KHQA Sports.
Well, tip top of the morning, everybody, and happy Wednesday to you. Big night of basketball last night, as most Tuesday nights are, but it was also the debut of Quincy High Wrestling taking on Fort Madison, and what a wonderful and exciting match we had for you. We'll start you off at 152. Fort Madison, the Hounds, getting out of the gate strong behind Nick Audie, who posted a 7-0 victory, but at 160, Gavin Mast and Clayton Post started fast. Mast would stay there the entire match en route to a 16-7 major decision, and Quincy High would pick up the momentum from there. At 170 pounds, the dominance begins for the Blue Devils, and it begins with this guy, Josh Culp, grabs the wing, eventually going to get the shoulders flat to the mat and get his pinfall victory in a time of 1:13, and that really kind of got the momentum going for the Blue Devils, and the pinfalls would start coming fast and furious at 182. Next up, Logan Hagerbomber, who's just an absolute powerhouse, wrestling strong. His pin took a little bit longer, 7 seconds in fact, but he would get the win by fall in a time of 1:20 as he cinches in the cradle, and he's just not letting go. Hagerbomber with a victory there, but the most impressive run in this pinfall grouping might have belonged to the 195-pounder. Didn't know anything about Tommy Pickett Jr. coming into this night. You better learn about him. He's an absolute monster. His match took all of 57 seconds, as you will watch Mr. Pickett make his debut and make it effectively, and if that looks painful, it is. And that's what Tommy Pickett deals in, pain. Quick victory right here for him, 57 seconds, and the run would continue. Maybe the most interesting win came at 285 in this run. The heavyweights going at it. Damon Gibson in period number 3. Not only the escape and the reversal here, but the pinfall coming out of it. Damon Gibson so fired up, he let out an elated scream at that point. Quincy High big at that point, Fort Madison would rally to get back into this thing. Harlan Steffensmeyer at 106 posts a tech fall victory, and then this young man, Ryan Steffensmeyer, gets a pinfall victory at 113 as well. As you can tell, you don't get much more pinned than that. Quincy High, though, rallies back after giving up 3 straight victories. Jordan McNay kind of reverses polarity for his team. Big, decisive 5-3 victory in his weight class, and that kind of set the stage down the stretch for the phenom for Quincy High School. Michael Peters, maybe not his best match. Good competition tonight. A 6-0 victory, but as you can see, when Michael Peters was good, he was very good. Quincy High School opens its season with a victory, 44-24 is your final. And we'll have more wrestling coming your way tonight, as well as Student Athlete of the Week, featuring the Pride of Liberty. We'll introduce you to her at 6 o'clock.
Your forecast for today, Wednesday, already halfway through that work week. Is going to be a great day. Temperatures are quite a bit warmer, back near 40 degrees. Right now, we are moving out some of those clouds. That's the good news. But here's how the day is kind of shaping up. So if you're planning things out today, by 7 a.m., 23 degrees, 34 by the time we head through the noon hour, 31 though by 5 o'clock tonight under partly cloudy skies. More winter weather, though, definitely on the way. We could see a chance for a wintry mix as we make our way into tomorrow. Not to worry, though. It's not going to last long. We're back with mild temperatures this weekend.
Well, good. Those of us who lucked out to get the Thursday night Garth Brooks concert tickets are thrilled with this forecast.
I wonder who that is. You know what? The good news is, though, if you do have the concert there on Thursday, you have all day to get down there.
That's true. That's true. Well, 5:22 is your time. Here's a look at your Hollywood buzz on this Wednesday. AMC is now apologizing for a major faux pas. Fans erupted on Sunday when the network posted this that you're about to see there to the Walking Dead Facebook page after the show already aired on the East Coast. It spoiled a major character death for the West Coast and DVR viewers. In the apology, AMC states, quote, "In the future, possible spoilers are killed before they can infect." Fans still tuned in for the episode, though. It was the series' highest-rated mid-season finale ever.
Oh, my goodness. Well, James Bond fans, get ready. The team behind the 24th Bond feature will be announcing the film's title and cast Thursday. That would be tomorrow. Daniel Craig definitely returns, playing the iconic spy for the 4th time. And according to Variety, Ralph Fiennes is expected to play M, and Christopher Waltz is expected to step in as the villain Blofeld.
Okay. Well, a surprise. Scarlett Johansson is married. According to People magazine, the Avenger wed her French journalist fiancé back on October 1st in Montana. The two welcomed their daughter Rose in September.
Hush, hush, wedding there, but
I guess so.
Get married to Montana, no one knows. Well, Madonna tops the list of world's richest artists, and the 56-year-old Material Girl has a net worth of $800 million. According to WealthX, Paul McCartney is number 2 with a net worth of $660 million. Dr.
Dre is right behind McCartney with a net worth of $650 million. Diddy/Puff Daddy, Sean
whatever
Puffy
his
Combs,
name is.
Yeah, he's 4th with an estimated net worth of $640 million. And singer Celine Dion, who has been named the most profitable act in Vegas, rounds out the top 5 with a net worth of $630 million.
There's only $10 million separating them.
There's, which doesn't seem like a lot. You know, I mean, it's a lot.
It is
a lot. Doesn't seem
but
like
not for them.
It also said that Paul McCartney made most of his fortune as a solo artist, not as a Beatle.
I know, and a lot of those people have other ventures besides singing.
Like Dr. Dre has the Beats that just got bought out for
Exactly.
billions of dollars.
Puff Daddy's got like a clothing line. Is that his name? I don't even know.
It changes a lot.
I know.
Well, we're going to go to a commercial. When we come back, we've got more news, including something that kids are now taking to school in some parts of the country that may have you raising an eyebrow. It's next. It's 5:24.
It was hard for me to put that in my child's backpack the first day of school, as I was putting crayons and markers and construction paper.
Fears of school shootings are causing some parents to turn to, get this, bulletproof backpacks. Norvell West of Virginia got into the bulletproof backpack business because of a friend in law enforcement was interested in protecting his children. West and a business partner created a 12-ounce plate that slides into a backpack's pocket. He says it's the lightest one available. The plate, in conjunction with a backpack, is designed to be used as a shield to protect the wearer if a shooter attacks a school. West's business CW Armor produces other versions as well. There are bulletproof plates for clipboards, iPad cases, and briefcases. Just sad, but you sit there and go...
This just breaks my heart because, I have 2 kids in school, and to think that now parents have to worry about if they have enough protection for their child to send them to school. Years ago, it's what kind of snack am I going to have when I get home?
Right, or don't share a comb and a hat because you might get lice.
Exactly.
And
now it's
backpacks.
do you have the bulletproof backpack? Because I do. You know what I mean? It's just sad. Well, speaking of kids, the top baby names have been released, and of course, you know, they do that based on what kids' names are registered.
Popular names.
Yes, exactly. So, if your name is Jackson or Sophia, you are trending this year. Those are the most popular baby names for the boy and the girl, according to babycenter.com. Now, 4 other names also landed on that list, which are Aiden landed in second, followed by Liam, Lucas, and Noah. For the girl's name, Emma came in second, Olivia, Ava, and Isabella top out the top 5.
I remember there for a long time, it was like Jacob and Emily were the top for a long
Years.
time.
Now they are way
They're not
down,
even down in
on
the top
the
5.
list. Chad, I looked for ours.
Yeah.
We did not even crack the top 100.
Hello, my son's name was in the number 5th most
That's
popular.
right. It was, yes, but our names did not crack.
Oh, ours, yeah.
Ours did not crack
Gotcha,
the top
gotcha,
100.
gotcha.
My kids didn't. Wait, yes, one of them was like 80 something.
80 something.
Yeah.
Like that. Well, there's a new world record for biggest human Christmas tree. Yep, you heard right. Honduras received a Guinness World Record on Monday. Almost 3,000 people dressed in red, green, and yellow all gathered outside the presidential house in the nation's capital to attempt the feat. The president there, Juan Orlando Hernandez, received the official certificate from a Guinness representative. Hernandez said the record was officially amazing. Pretty impressive when you see it.
That is so cool, especially when you like sped it up there in fast motion. The people all got in line, and to think that from afar, oh, it's a Christmas tree, but that's actually, you know, 3,000 plus people.
It's a lot of people. School budgets are tight. Again, this year, KHQA is wanting to help one class at a time with the help of our sponsors. One teacher or classroom will be selected by a panel of judges to receive $1,000 to help pay for a special project or fill a special need.
That's right. We invite teachers and administrators in your K through 12 school district, public or private, to fill out the one class at a time application on our website, KHQA.com. We're accepting applications now. Send yours by today at 5 p.m. to be eligible for our award in December. And of course, the weather for today, shaping up rather nicely. 40 degrees our high today.
Nice.
It's going to be a beautiful day. Currently, though, outside, if you're stepping out here in the next 5 or 10 minutes, temperatures definitely a little bit cooler as you head north. 27 in Fort Madison. We're seeing 25 in Keokuk, 24 out at Quincy's Regional Airport. A little bit warmer due to a little more cloud cover for Hannibal, Pittsfield, and Jacksonville, right into the lower 30s. Take a look at your forecast for today. 40 degrees under partly sunny skies, much warmer than we were yesterday, and we'll clear out some of those clouds as well. Winds will be out the west at 5 to 10 miles an hour. We do have a chance for a wintry mix here in the tri-states within the next 24 hours. So expect that on and off possibility there on your Thursday. And then by Friday, just some light rain, highs in the 30s.
5:31 is your time. Here is a look at what's on TV tonight on CBS. It's a night of new TV with a double dose of Survivor, followed by a new episode of Stalker. On ABC, it is comedy night and all new TV once again. The Middle is new, Goldberg's new, Modern Family new, Blackish is new, followed by the drama Nashville. We're going to scoot to a break. We'll be right back with more KHQA. Where do I work? KHQA this morning, right after this.
Live from across the tri-states, this is KHQA This Morning. It's your news now.
Welcome back to KHQA This Morning on this Wednesday. It's shaping up to be a pretty decent day overall as we're halfway through that work week. Right now, we're seeing just a few clouds in the most southern half of the tri-states. No moisture here, but the next 24 hours, that's all going to change. Currently, though, temperatures very mild to start the day. 24 degrees, our dew point right at 20. Our winds pretty calm at the southwest. They're at 7 miles an hour. Our humidity right at 84%. And we're going to climb near 40 degrees later this afternoon. The big changes in the next 24 hours. I'll let you know when we can expect to see some more winter weather here in the tri-states coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, on to your news now at 5:34. Darren Wilson is getting protection from his fellow police officers after a grand jury decided not to indict him in the shooting death of Michael Brown. Brian Todd has the latest.
He's been threatened over the phone, in emails, on social media. Apparently, there are bounties on his head. Now, CNN has learned Darren Wilson is protected by a detail of off-duty police officers who've been by his side since the August shooting of Michael Brown.
Fraternal Order of Police members from the surrounding area have volunteered and have provided him with security from that time right up until the present.
How long will you be doing this?
We'll do it as long as we have to.
Fraternal Order of Police Director Jim Pasco says the off-duty officers are not being paid by Wilson or anyone else to protect him. Pasco would not elaborate on the nature of the protection. It's likely very discreet.
A low-key protection, not a marked unit in front of a house that draws as much attention as it may divert. Maybe one person, maybe two people, so that Officer Wilson, former Officer Wilson, can sleep at night.
Wilson's lawyers say it's not just Darren Wilson these officers are protecting.
There are threats out there not only against himself, but his family as well.
Including Wilson's new wife, who is pregnant and on leave from the Ferguson police. One concern the attorneys and law enforcement experts have, efforts by hackers and others to track Darren Wilson down.
There are cyber activists in our world who are going to be actively trying to find out where is Darren Wilson. They're going to be trying to find out where did Darren Wilson spend his last dollar so that they can track and put out in public where he is and really create an enhanced threat to him.
The Illinois State Board of Education certified results from the November election on Sunday, declaring Michael Frerichs the next state treasurer. His victory comes by a margin of only 9,225 votes. That's out of more than 3.5 million cast in the race. According to the Associated Press, the slim margin of victory is the third closest statewide race in Illinois over the last century. Illinois could next become the state to have same-day voter registration. KHQA's Allison Brown shares how the experiment went for the states.
Christmas is just a few weeks away, and Illinois legislators are trying to give us a Christmas gift early. Earlier this year, lawmakers decided to conduct an experiment. That experiment was to allow same-day voter registration. McDonough County Clerk Gretchen DeJane says Election Day was busy, and that's putting it mildly. About 126 McDonough County residents became same-day voters.
It is a fairly lengthy process. We had lines starting sometime between 10 and 11 in the morning, and we got everybody registered registered and voted just before 7.
DeJane says it took about 20 minutes per person to check to see if they were eligible, but even longer if you were waiting in line. State Representative Barbara Flynn Curry believes it was a success.
But sometimes people don't know exactly how to get registered. They don't remember that they are not registered. So having this fail-safe on Election Day itself, I think, is a terrific commitment to democracy.
However, they both agree if you can avoid it, to register early. If passed, it would go into effect summer 2015. Reporting from Macomb, Allison Brown, KHQA News.
Chaddock recently applied for a grant through the U.S. Department of Agriculture to provide services to the 6 counties it serves. Outreach, mental health services, training to foster parents, and video access to psychiatrists now will be available to rural families with the new technology. The software is designed to have heightened security so no personal information is leaked. Chaddock's Director of Finance, Kristen Patton, says the convenience of the software will help many that need these services.
Instead of driving all the way to Quincy, these people will be able to go to the hub sites, set up and be conferenced in directly using the video software, and then be able to connect directly to their therapist or the psychiatrist, whoever it may be that they need to see.
There will be 7 total communications sites in area counties. The sites can be found at churches and some elementary schools. Santa's Express made one stop at Chaddock in Quincy yesterday. The Santa's Express gift program provides Christmas gifts for children living on Chaddock's campus. Residents fill out a wish list and local Methodist churches help to fill those lists. The Express made a return trip from Springfield Laurel United Methodist Church yesterday morning with some bounty in hand. Administrators say knowing that someone is thinking about them this time of year is a gift these kids need.
So what this does is it's a way of reassuring them that just someone out there who they don't know has cared about them, has been kind to them, has thought about them.
Volunteers wrap all of the gifts after they're collected and distribute them to hundreds of children in the area. Giving Tuesday was celebrated at Western Illinois University. It was a nationwide campaign aimed to raise money that bridges the gap between what tuition and state appropriations don't cover for students. Last year, WIU raised about $2.5 million. More than 70% of Leathernecks received some type of financial aid.
This is more about promoting awareness as well as raising money for people to know that that gap exists between an actual cost of an education and where appropriated dollars run out.
Also this morning, drought-stricken California is getting pounded by a powerful Pacific storm. As much as 6 inches may fall in parts of Southern California by the time the storm ends later today. Dozens of homes have been evacuated amid concerns about mud flows in areas stripped bare by wildfires. That takes us to our morning eye-opener at 5:40. Check out this crash that was caught on camera. The suspect took police on a wild ride for about 20 minutes near Houston yesterday before he crashed and was arrested. This all started when an officer clocked the suspect going 55 in a 45. The suspect was pulled over but sped away before the officer could talk to him. You see from the video here, his car clips that truck. Inside the truck, a woman and a 4-year-old. They were not hurt. The suspect told police he sped away because he was scared and thought he was being chased by someone else. Officers found a drug pipe and a shotgun in the man's car as well. They think he might have been high.
Maybe, but who else might have been chasing him?
Well, that's why they think he might have been high.
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking too, especially if they found a drug pipe in his car. But scary situation for that mother and that child.
Yeah.
So we're thinking, what's this guy doing?
Right.
And you saw from the surveillance video that he was weaving in and out. His cars were coming. And
Yeah, you could just see it happening with the two cars coming at him.
I know. Your forecast for today, well, if you are out and about today, you might be able to roll the windows down. Maybe get some fresh air in. Temperatures warming up just a little bit today, but don't get too comfortable. We have some winter weather in the forecast in the next 24 hours. Details on that coming up next.
Hey, look there. There's a live look from earthcam.com of St. Bart's. Looks nice there. Not too bad here in the Tri-States, though, I guess, huh? A photo of a Hell's Angel has gone viral, but it makes him seem more like a heavenly angel. Ashley Ritchie spoke with the man who's getting so much attention for doing such a good thing.
If a picture's worth 1,000 words, this one is worth that and more.
I don't want to be late. These kids need these bikes. These kids need these toys.
Merle Hefferman and other members of the Hells Angels of Fresno lined up outside of Fresno Walmart last Saturday, yes, Saturday, taking turns to wait for Black Friday deals on bicycles.
I was there about 14 hours a day. If you wait and you get to Black Thursday, did you see the lines? And you show up after Thanksgiving dinner and you're a country mile behind, guess what happens? These kids don't get these bicycles and toys.
And once they got inside, these bikers weren't just after 1, 2, or even 10 bikes. They wanted them all.
Because the need is so great. And that's why we do this.
And after 5 days of waiting in line, they snagged every single bicycle Walmart had on its shelves, hundreds of them. The next stop, their annual toy run, benefiting kids at the Pavarello House and Catholic Charities this Saturday.
You know when a kid runs up and he jumps on this bicycle and he rides around, and it's a good toy. It's not a jacket, it's not a glove, it's a bicycle. And it's pretty awesome. You ain't got enough money in this station that makes me feel the way I feel when we give these kids these bikes.
Another thing, Merle is feeling humbled as his picture continues to spread across the world.
It's crazy. You know, when we do these things and you get 3,700,000 likes, it's pretty awesome. When I'm sitting here with you doing an interview, it's awesome. Because normally, good things don't sell in the news.
And to the guy who took it.
And I want to tell that guy that took that picture, thank you. Thank you for taking that picture. Because our kids that day, you've made people aware that there is a great need. I can't thank you enough.
A picture that's worth 1,000 words and tells a story no one expected.
Great story. The Hells Angels Toy Run is this Saturday.
Well, you made it. It is Wednesday, halfway through that work week already, and today definitely probably the pick day of the week. 40 degrees under partly sunny skies, winds out of the west, very calm at 5 to 10 miles an hour. Tonight, partly cloudy, our lows around 22, still chilly, but overall we're not into the teens, so that's good there. Winds out of the north at 5 to 10. Things start to change in the next 24 hours as we head into your Thursday. We're going to see more clouds than sunshine. Temperatures definitely colder, 35 degrees. We do have a chance for a wintry mix throughout the daytime and afternoon hours. The possibility of some light snow, some rain, and some freezing rain is not out of the question for here in the tri-state area. Making our way into Friday, though, some light rain is possible. Definitely milder for the weekend, and it looks like so far so good for both Saturday and Sunday. Partly sunny, highs in the 40s.
Car seat maker Graco could be in some hot water this morning for allegedly hiding what they knew about that recall. We'll tell you the latest next in your Consumer News. It's 5:53. 4 minutes in front of 6 o'clock. Welcome back with a live look of Malta over in the Mediterranean. We're just going tropical all day.
I know. You showed us what, St. Croix earlier? No, St. Bart's earlier.
St. Bart's.
Another
now we're in
tropical
Malta.
location.
There we go. Let's move on to news now out of your consumer corner. Federal safety regulators are now investigating whether Graco delayed reporting a defect that led to the largest recall of children's car seats in U.S. history. More than 6 million car seats were recalled this year. The defect involves car seat buckles that became stuck in the latched position, potentially putting a child's life at risk in the event of an emergency. Under rules from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, a manufacturer has 5 days to notify regulators of a safety defect. The New York Times now reports documents provided by Graco indicate the company was aware of complaints about the buckles as far back as 2009. Now, if the NHTSA investigation finds Graco delayed reporting the issue, the company could face a fine of up to $35 million.
Well, from car seats to cars, car sales were at their highest level since 2011. Chrysler and GM both reported huge sales in November. Ford sales fell, but not as much as expected. Automakers apparently got in on the Black Friday sales frenzy, and it paid off. Lower fuel prices and, of course, suspected driver sales helped that as well.
Yeah, low gas prices, so let's go buy a new car.
That's right.
I guess what that says. Black Friday may have been a bust for retailers, but early indications suggest Cyber Monday wasn't. Walmart says Monday was the biggest online day in its history for orders. The retailer's been promoting hundreds of items as part of its week-long cyber sale. Some of Walmart's most popular Cyber Monday online items included the Apple iPad Mini, the LG 49-inch LED HD TV, and one we tried to get, the Lego Giants Creative Tower.
I know, it's so hard. But you know what? I see more and more people doing that because they just don't want to fight the crowds. You know, it gets so busy.
And they sell out at the store, so you almost have to go online for stuff like that. Well, KHQA and the Salvation Army are partnering together to ask you to help a child in need this holiday season. You can help the Salvation Army Toy Town by buying a new toy or donating a gently used toy and dropping it off at one of many locations around Quincy.
That's right. These locations are Kmart, both Quincy Hy-Vee stores, both County Market stores, Dollar General on 6th and Main, Walmart, Broadway Vision, a Farm and Home Supply, Quincy Medical Group, and of course right here at KHQA. You can also drop off toys or monetary donations at the Salvation Army Croc Center.
And load the lobby at Y101 KFM Studios.
That's right. So there are plenty of places to drop those toys off. Your forecast for today, we are looking at a few clouds just in the southern half of the viewing area, but most of us are waking up to temperatures into the mid-20s right now. The exception, though, Hannibal, Pittsfield, along with Jacksonville, you guys are into the 30s. Our daytime highs for today are definitely going to be a little bit warmer than yesterday. That's the good news. We're going to see a high of 40 in Quincy, 41 as you head into Hannibal. We're back into the 40s as well for Pittsfield and Jacksonville. Look for the mid to upper 30s for Fort Madison, Keokuk, and Macomb. Tonight, cold once again back into the mid-20s for almost the entire viewing area. We are looking at the chance, though, for some wintry mix tomorrow. We could see some freezing rain and some light snow in the next 24 hours there on your Thursday. Light rain on Friday. The weekend forecast holding rather nice. Plenty of sunshine. Highs in the 40s.
All right, we have a look at your morning headlines coming up next. You're watching KHQA This Morning. The Beardstown community is mourning the death of a 7-year-old girl who died this week in a fire. Plus, the U.S. Postal Service wants to make major changes in Missouri. Find out what that could mean for your mail. And here you see a baby. See what happened to this baby and his mother that will leave you talking this morning. You're watching KHQA This Morning.
Live from across the tri-states, this is KHQA This Morning. It's your news now.
Good morning, and thanks for waking up with KHQA This Morning on this Wednesday. It's December 3rd. I'm Chad Douglas. Also coming up in just a few minutes, Quincy police have their own robbery suspects that they are looking for. We have details on that coming up. But before we get to the news, let's get a check of your weather. Good morning, Tegan.
Good morning, Chad. Temperatures this morning pretty mild considering where we have been the past few mornings. We're not into the teens. We're into the mid-20s to lower 30s, depending on where you are here in the tri-states. At Quincy's Regional Airport, 25 degrees is where we're kicking off your Wednesday at. 21 our dew point, 85% 90% humidity. Winds have increased a little bit out of the south-southwest, now at 9 miles an hour. Later on today, we'll see our highs near 40, but stay tuned to the next 24 hours of Mother Nature, well, or Old Man Winter, however you want to put it, is knocking on our door. I'll let you know what kind of wintry weather we can expect starting tomorrow.
New this morning, Quincy police are now looking for 5 people involved in an alleged robbery at the Quincy Mall. Police say at about 9 o'clock last night, 2 men came into the Zales jewelry store and asked to see some diamond earrings. When the employee brought the jewelry out, police say one of the suspects forcibly removed 4 pair of earrings from the employee's hands. Both men then ran out of the mall and into a black SUV, which left the area at a high rate of speed. Police do have the robbery on surveillance video. The only description of the suspects given by police are 2 black men who were in the store. 2 other black men and a black woman were in the getaway car. All appeared to be in their lower 20s. A 7-year-old girl is dead this morning after a house fire earlier this week in Beardstown. KHQA's Jack Pluto reports from Beardstown on the situation and what the community has planned to help the girl's family.
Ross, the Beardstown Fire Department as well as the Ariansville Fire Department showed up here to 1012 State Street yesterday in Beardstown at around 7:30 in the morning for a house fire. Now, it took about 20 firefighters as well as 2 fire engines to put out the fully engulfed house at the time. There was, however, 1 resident that was taken to Culbertson Hospital in Rushville. That was 7-year-old Chloe Whitlock, who lived in the house. Chloe was then flight for life to St. John's in Springfield. She was pronounced dead there at the St. John's Hospital in Springfield. Now, the investigation is still going on by the Illinois State Fire Marshal. I did have a chance to talk to one neighbor who saw the whole fire take place. He said he wants to commend the Beardstown Fire Departments for the job that they did in trying to rescue Chloe. He said they did an absolutely fantastic job at trying to save her, but really there was nothing more that they can do. I also talked to more family friends who said there will be several benefits through the upcoming week here in Beardstown as well as Rushville, and you can find those benefits by logging on to our Facebook page. Just go to Facebook and search KHQA. There you can find all the benefits for Chloe Whitlock. Reporting in Beardstown, Jack Pluto, KHQA News.
And if you would like to support the family, people are welcome to gather tonight at the Beardstown City Square at 6 o'clock. A Christmas tree will be placed in Chloe's memory, and all are welcome to bring an ornament in which to hang. There will also be a 3-day benefit going on for the family at Chaser's Tap in Rushville. For more information, visit KHQA's Facebook page. Classes at 2 Knoxville, Tennessee schools are canceled today after a deadly double bus collision. 2 young children and a school aide were killed yesterday when one bus made a sharp left, crossed a median, and hit the other bus head-on. More than 20 other students suffered injuries, most of them minor. Counselors are available at the 2 schools. A Palmyra man has been pronounced dead following a crash that happened south of Palmyra back on November 20th. Missouri State Highway Patrol says 82-year-old James Drebenstead was pronounced dead a couple of days ago at a Columbia hospital. This was the second fatality that resulted from the crash. 80-year-old Patricia Drebenstead was pronounced dead on November 20th. Authorities say James was attempting to cross US 61 when he was hit by an oncoming vehicle. 3 people were seriously hurt in a crash on US 61 in Hannibal. The Missouri State Highway Patrol says 37-year-old Palmyra resident William O'Brien tried crossing Route W at about 6 p.m. and drove into the path of another vehicle. O'Brien and his passenger, 15-year-old Dylan O'Brien, were taken to Blessing Hospital in Quincy with serious injuries. 2 of the passengers in the second vehicle were taken to Hannibal Regional Hospital and treated for moderate to serious injuries. It is still unclear whether troubled airbag supplier Takata will comply with federal demands to expand a recall of its defective airbags beyond areas with high humidity. Takata was given until midnight to agree to a nationwide recall or face fines and legal action. But in a statement, Takata's chairman only detailed a series of steps the company will now take to ensure public safety. At least 5 deaths have been linked to the airbags, which can deploy with too much force, sending shrapnel into the car. So far, about 8 million vehicles in the U.S., 14 million around the world have been recalled. Takata's senior vice president testifies today on Capitol Hill. The Quincy man accused of inappropriate sexual contact has pleaded not guilty in Adams County. 21-year-old Akil Hodge is charged with aggravated criminal sexual assault. Quincy police arrested Hodge in the early morning hours of November 16th. An officer on patrol approached a vehicle parked in Bob Bangert Park at about 1 in the morning and observed Hodge engaging in inappropriate sexual contact with a 13-year-old female. Hodge's trial is now set to begin January 12th. Missouri senators are now calling for a delay to consolidate mail processing centers throughout the U.S. Making that list are 2 Missouri facilities, one in Cape Girardeau, the other in Springfield. Across the country, mailing centers are in consolidation due to a decrease in the amount of mail coming in, and with less mail means downsizing. Stacy St. John with the U.S. Postal Service says reduction in work has steadily minimized over the years.
We've had about a 53% decline in stamped first-class mail volume over the last 10 years. And our network is much too large for the volumes that we currently have.
St. John also says the employees at Cape Girardeau and Springfield would relocate to either Kansas City or St. Louis mail centers. In Hannibal, postal workers there are now saying it's important to send your Christmas gifts before it's too late. Dealing with crowds at the post office could delay your shipment, and if you're getting a gift, make sure you update your information and have the correct address. To help your deliveries arrive in time for Christmas, the Postal Service suggests sending standard postage no later than December 15th and first-class mail no later than December 20th. Quincy Public School District has been awarded the 21st Century Community Learning Center grant by the Illinois State Board of Education. The Board of Education received 142 proposals for the competitive grant application process. 87 grants were funded throughout the state. The schools and other after-school entities were awarded based on criteria including the need for the project, adequacy of resources, plan for sustainability, and cost effectiveness. 6:08, let's take a look at this morning's eye-opener now. Florida's family security camera captured this car cartwheeling down their neighborhood street. Behind the wheel, an alleged drunk driver. The accident left damage to trees and other cars, but no one was hurt. Police have no idea how the car went airborne. But it does. It just flies right across that screen.
It does, and caught on just a home security system?
Yep.
Very lucky there. Your forecast for today, you might not be so lucky in the next 24 hours because we're looking at some winter weather that's expected to hit the tri-state area. I'll give details on what we can expect, how long it's going to last, and when we can warm up again. All that's coming up next.
Welcome back to KHQA this morning. That is a live look of the U.S. Capitol. We had mentioned just a little bit before that the Vice President of Takata Airbags is going to testify today on whether or not they're going to launch a nationwide recall that's happening inside the Capitol in just a few hours. Welcome back to KHQA this morning. We have some special guests in studio. Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol is coming to the Quincy Community Theater. Brandon Thompson is here with us. Mark Schneider is an actor in the show. And you might recognize Mark as cameraman Mark, who has been on the show before. So he's in a little bit of a get-up. So Charles Dickens' Christmas Carol, this is huge. Why did you guys decide to take this on?
Because it is a classic. I always say it's kind of funny that it's an English story, but it's become an American tradition.
Right.
You know, everyone knows A Christmas Carol. And we do it every 5 years or so. We're not one of those theaters that does it every year. I personally love this story. There's just something about it that touches people in such a certain way. And Charles Dickens wrote it as what he referred to as an appeal, that he wanted people to open their eyes and notice their fellow man and try to help each other. And so we're trying to go back to the root of that. Nice. Our particular adaptation is narrated by Charles Dickens, so you get more of his insight as he tells the story, and you meet the familiar characters like Scrooge and the ghosts of Christmas.
I'm a little ashamed to admit, but maybe not, that the closest adaptation to my heart is the Mickey's Christmas Carol.
That was my first as well.
I'm most familiar with. So off of that, because since I go with Mickey's Christmas Carol and I have young kids, is this a family production, or is this going to creep people out at all?
Well, I'd like to think it will. You know, we are playing up the ghost angle.
Okay.
So ours is a little bit more mysterious. Okay. It's more moody, but it definitely is still family appropriate, and it's full of Christmas cheer at the end. That's what we keep saying in rehearsals. More Christmas cheer.
More cheer. Bring in more cheer. Now, Mark, you're new to the Quincy Community Theater. This is your first role.
Yep.
Your first audition. What made you decide to audition for this play?
I'm like Brandon. It's one of my favorite stories of all time. My mom had a little Christmas Carol book that was actually technically a Christmas decoration, but being a younger kid, it sat next to a wingback chair, and I can remember sitting in that chair and reading the story. So for me, it's one of my favorites. I love Christmas. I love the ridiculous commercialization of Christmas. Plus, I got this great beard, and I felt like I really should show that off in a great way.
You got the beard, you got to go with it. So what's your experience been like since this is your first time acting?
It's been eye-opening. To see, obviously I've always known of the great tradition of Quincy Community Theater in Quincy. We're an extremely lucky community to have such a resource for culture. But I guess I never really realized exactly everything that went into it. And I mean, from not only the cast, but the crew, the people in the front office. I mean, it's just unbelievable the time and dedication that these guys put in to entertaining. And I think that that's the most important thing, is that when you show up, you might not see all the work, but you definitely are entertained. And I think that's the big payoff for everybody involved.
And a lot of work goes into it from the actors and behind the scenes too. And you just get a couple weekends out of it. Go ahead and give us your showtimes.
Yeah, we actually open this Thursday. Tomorrow night is our opening night. We open December 4th and we run through the 14th. Thursday, Friday, Saturday at 7:30 p.m. and Sunday at 2 p.m. And tickets are available for all performances.
All right. Well, thanks guys so much for coming in.
Thank you.
Good to see you.
Good to see
Christmas
you.
presents.
I'll be back in a few hours.
All right. Yeah, I'll see you very soon. Right now,
With the robe.
Yes, and the wreath. Please
I'm
bring
not
the
taking
robe.
it off.
Well, you don't want to take too much off today.
No.
It's going to be a little chilly. Nicer than it's been in the past. Here's Tegan with all the details.
I just want Mark to wear that to work today, all day. Your forecast for today, 25 currently out at Quincy's Regional Airport. We're looking at 25 as you head north into Keokuk, 27 in Fort Madison. We had talked about those clouds still being in place in portions of the viewing area. That's holding true for Hannibal, Pittsfield, and Jacksonville, where they remain actually quite warm into the lower 30s. Take a look at your forecast for today. Now, despite some clouds in the southern half of the tri-states, 40 degrees is where we're going to top out today under partly sunny skies. Winds out of the west from 5 to 10 miles an hour. Shaping up to be a rather nice forecast, at least for today. Your extended forecast tomorrow, though. We're looking at a chance for a wintry mix, about a 50% chance we could see some rain, some light snow. The possibility of some freezing rain isn't out of the question either on Thursday, highs around 35. And then by Friday, we're talking 42. The weekend forecast, I've taken the rain out of the forecast at this point. Temperatures will remain mild into the lower 40s. Nighttime lows in the upper 20s to lower 30s.
We're going to scoot to break. We've got your Hollywood Buzz next on KHQA this morning. It's 6:22. 6:57 is your time. This is a live look of Miami, Florida, where it's nice and cloudy and overcast there. 25 degrees here. Your out-the-door forecast coming up in just a couple of minutes. Right now, your morning news fix. It is still unclear whether troubled airbag supplier Takata will comply with federal demands to expand a recall of its defective airbags beyond areas with high humidity. Takata was given until midnight to agree to a nationwide recall or face fines and legal action. In a statement, Takata's chairman only detailed a series of steps the company will now take to ensure public safety. At least 5 people have died in crashes with the airbags deployed with too much force and sending shrapnel into the car. So far, about 8 million vehicles in the U.S., 14 million around the world have been recalled. Takata's senior vice president testifies today on Capitol Hill. Today, classes at 2 Knoxville, Tennessee schools are canceled after a deadly double bus collision. 2 young children and a school aide were killed yesterday when one bus made a sharp left, crossed a median, and hit the other one head on. More than 20 other students were hurt. Most of them were minor injuries. A 7-year-old girl is dead after a house fire in Beardstown. The Beardstown Fire Department responded to a call at about 7:30 Monday morning at the home at 1012 State Street. When firefighters responded to the call with 2 engines and 20 firefighters, the home was fully engulfed. The fire was bad enough that the Arnsville Fire Department had to come in as well. Unfortunately, one person was taken to Culberson Hospital in Rushville and then taken by helicopter to St. John's in Springfield and was later pronounced dead. The state fire marshal is investigating. New this morning, Quincy police are now looking for 5 people involved in an alleged robbery at the Quincy Mall. Police say around 9 o'clock last night, 2 men came into the Zales jewelry store at the mall and asked to see some diamond earrings. When the employee brought the jewelry out, police say one of the suspects forcibly removed 4 pair of earrings from the employee's hands. Both men then ran out of the mall and into a black SUV, which left the area at a high rate of speed. Police do have the robbery on surveillance video. The only description of the suspects given by police are 2 black men who entered the store. 2 other black men and a black woman were in the getaway car. All appear to be in their early 20s.
Your forecast for today, 40 degrees, definitely the pick day of the week, given the fact that we're going to see pretty mild conditions and plenty of sunshine. 35 tomorrow. We're going to watch tomorrow's forecast. A 50% chance we could see a bit of a wintry mix, but with temperatures around 35 degrees. We'll watch that rather closely. Some freezing rain and some light snow, not out of the question. 42 on Friday, some light rain throughout the day, and then the weekend forecast looks great. Lower 40s, plenty of sunshine. Even early next week is shaping up rather nicely as well. Nighttime lows pretty mild, upper 20s to lower 30s. But just be careful tomorrow.
I say that's it's the wintry mix that I don't like. Snow
Yes.
or ice you know how to handle, but it's when it's either or.
And black ice could be
very
an issue
dangerous.
as well.
That does it for us. We appreciate you hanging out with us on this Wednesday. Have a good one.